They're timeless songs. Lovely to hear that again. It's the sound of my first guest. He sold millions of singles and albums. He's the star of the big screen, the small screen, the stage. He's right here with me now. David Essex, OBE. Can I just say, you look incredibly well. I don't know why I'm saying this with surprise in my voice, because you always look fantastic. But you've got a nice colour to you. You look fit and well.
Yeah, well, I am.
Good.
Fit well, I think. I don't know about the colour. The colour's really to do with the... I go brown very easily.
Right.
And so if I look at the sun, I get browned off.
And you're out in the garden a lot?
Out and doing a bit of gardening, yeah. But look,
I can't picture you gardening for some reason.
you can't picture me on a one of those motorised tractor
No, I
mowers.
can imagine that.
Yeah.
I can't see you doing the weeding.
No, weeding's not fun.
Do you grow your own food?
No.
We had tomatoes this year. They came out jolly well. Yeah, I'm well pleased. We've still got some.
No, we don't do that. We did sort of attempt it, but it got overgrown and weeded up, and we thought, well, we go.
Where are you from originally?
Canning Town, West Ham. Actually, I should say there's a couple of West Ham boys, isn't it? Can I just say hello?
Of course you can.
Hello, Finn. Hello, Sonny. Irons. Right.
You nearly played for West Ham. Well, you did play for juniors, didn't you?
Yeah. I thought I was going to be a footballer, and then I started playing the drums, and it sort of went downhill from there, really.
OK. Would you trade being the big international pop star that you were for being the big international footballer?
Well, I'd be richer.
Even back in the day, do you think?
No, I don't think they weren't paid as much back then. But
no,
I mean it's all been great, but it was a bit of a surprise because I just thought I was going to be a jazz drummer with black polo neck, not unlike what you're wearing.
What I'm wearing now,
and a cigarette and But I was dragged off the drums because it was a blues band and made to sing. And then, all this happened.
So you fell into it?
I did, really.
Well, what about the acting, though?
Well, I had a terrific manager, a man called Derek Bowen, who was a theatre critic, and he introduced me to the acting side, which I'd never thought about. Mm. And he was a great influence on me. He sadly died a few years back. But, he really... I remember he sent me for tap lessons when I was about 17. And I thought, what's that all about? with a fantastic bloke called Buddy Bradley. And I'd come up to Paddington and do a bit of tap dancing, which I've used in the odd thing.
You can do it. See, I haven't got a clue.
Oh, you could.
No, seriously, I've tried. No? It's the one thing I would love to have been able to do. Dancing was never my huge strong point.
I'm not massive on dancing, but
I can move.
Yeah,
but tap dancing, not a clue.
Well, I think it was easy for me because I was a drummer.
Yeah.
So, the rhythms and anyway, paradiddles and all that stuff.
I beg pardon?
Paradiddles. It's drum rhythm. It's right, left, right, left, right, left, left. Like
Get
that.
you.
Yeah.
Do you play them on tour?
No, not unless the drummer don't turn up.
Has that ever happened?
Once. And, people were sort of, they're intrigued by the prospect of me playing. But I think they got a bit bored because they just sat there at the back, playing, and I wasn't sort of connecting with the audience, but...
well, it's hard. It's hard. I always think it's hard for pianists as well. Elton gets away with it pretty well. But that thing of a little bit of a distance between you and the audience.
It is. Well, it's the instrument in a way. In a way. But,
yeah. So you're back out on the road?
Yeah, looking forward to it. We're doing 20 dates, the end of August through September.
2 years since you've done it?
Yeah.
You do like to do it quite regularly, don't you?
Yeah, I thought I'd sort of finished doing it.
No.
Yeah, and then I thought... We'd do this one in 2022, and it was incredible. It was like the reaction was phenomenal, and I didn't quite expect that. I thought, well, it's all over, because I'm semi-retired in a way. And so I enjoyed it so much that I'm doing it again.
So what is the show, then? How do you like to put together a show?
I just put a set list down, obviously with all the hits and some of the newer stuff. And there's no big sort of effects or smoke
It's
bombs.
musicians.
Yeah. I've got a great band. They've been with me for many years. And they're all writers and producers, so they do stuff on their own. But we all come together like brothers on these tours.
You just love...
Yeah.
Do you like life on the road, though?
I don't mind it.
That's, I mean, it's a necessary evil, of course, but it can be a bit hard.
Well, I'm used to touring. I'm sure you are with the concerts and so on. So with the stage, it's kind of quite good because you've got 8 shows a week and you get settled into digs and do all that. But this is one-night stands, which is fine. Hotels are not my favourite thing, but you've got to stay in them. And I just get on with it. And the audiences lift you anyway.
Well, let's talk about the audiences, because we can't underestimate the huge reactions that you were getting and the following that you got in the 70s, the sort of heyday, if you like. I mean, it was akin to there was you, there was the Bay City Rollers, there was Donny. Post that sort of Beatlemania we'd come to, and it was like that. It was. Was it exciting? I mean, of course it was exciting. What am I talking about?
Well, it was exciting. I mean, I was doing other things, films and theatre as well. But the initial tour was extraordinary. It was Beatlemania, as you said. Not something I was really totally comfortable with, but something that happened. Because if you ever listen to the songs, I don't do covers. Well, I've done a couple, but I don't really do covers. I write my own songs. If you listen to the songs, they weren't really a teenage sort of rock on, which was number one in America. Was not anything to do with sort of teen bopper stuff. So it was a bit odd. It was a bit...
Well, a lot of that, though, is down to the image. I mean, you were a good-looking... Well, you still are, but a good-looking young man.
Yeah.
And it was kind of different. There was that kind of, traveller look about you, and the earring and the blue eyes and the little scarves and everything.
Yeah. Well,
was that your natural style?
Yes, yeah. It's just the way I am. I mean, I'm a scruff now, as you can see. It's just the way... And Mike Batt said something funny to me. He said, I've never seen anybody look better in clothes off stage than when you go on stage, because I'd change, in the dressing room. You look smarter here than you do on stage, but that's the way it is. That's the way I am. I'm honest, I'm natural, and I just get on with it.
So when you do the shows, do you do any references to the musicals that you've been part of? Because you're big career in the West End.
Yeah, I can do, but it all depends. It's all very instinctive.
Right.
It's not really... I mean, there is a set list as such, because the musicians wouldn't know what's going on, but I like throwing a different thing to mess them up a bit.
You're a nightmare.
I know, shocking.
That's a terrible thing to do. What? Give us a G.
So I do that quite often, but... I mean, I really haven't thought this tour through yet.
Right.
I sorted out the set list.
Because I'd love to hear... Did you ever revisit Godspell?
No.
You should. There's some cracking tunes in there.
Yeah, there's lovely songs, yeah.
What about Aspect? Because we have that in common now.
Yeah, no. I mean, Tahiti I might do from Mutiny.
From Mutiny, yeah.
But I don't think the other ones...
Evita?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we do.
What a Circus.
Yes. Yeah, we do that because people like that, and the band have to sing Latin, which is quite funny.
Oh, salve Regina, Mater Misericordiae.
Hey, I could have a job with that bloke you sing. You sing with somebody.
Yes, you're going Alfie, your history. It's now Paul and Essex.
Yeah. I think Essex and Paul.
Oh, I knew you were going to quibble about the billing. I just knew you were going to do that. Oh, so you've got this big tour. Do you do any sort of fitness regime to get into it? I mean, you're a pretty fit guy anyway.
Yeah, pretty fit guy. I mean, I don't really do anything specific. Just walk the
What about the
dogs.
Hobsons?
No, I'm lucky with that. I've never had a problem with it. Never missed it. I missed one show in Bath for all the fun of the fair, which I had no voice at all. But I've always been lucky with the voice, and it's still there now, amazingly.
You haven't had to change the keys? Because I have.
No. I think going to make your stars come down a little bit.
Right.
Star, it's a bit high. Make your eyes crossed.
That's when you held the mic out to the audience. You let them... Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, just conduct it.
Yeah. All together now.
All together, you'll go, bosh.
And what about the act? Because you did a lot of straight acting as well, you know. And still harbour any interest in doing that?
I don't, Michael, no.
Why is that?
To be honest, doing 8 shows a week in the theatres, I've done it. I've done it, I think.
Well, no, I'm thinking more on film.
Film, yeah, maybe if something comes along, but I've really got to be interested in it for me to do it, you know. So I'm kind of, this tour is more natural to me than, you know.
So you think of yourself as a musician first and foremost?
I do, a musician that acts.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you're on. Let's have a look at where the dates start. You start. Oh, I know it. Well, all the dates I know.
You've been there.
Yeah, I'm going there soon. 27th of August, you start the Ipswich Regent. You're finishing off at the London Palladium.
Yeah.
It's a great venue, isn't it?
It is good. Yeah.
It's the history of that. I don't know if you're like me, but when you walk into those places and you think of all the turns that have gone before.
Yeah, there is an atmosphere and a sort of quality in a lot of venues. The Palladium, I remember, I was about 18 and I was walking understudy for Tommy Steele in Dick Whittington. The Panto used to run to about, I don't know, May or something.
That's right, yeah.
And there were 3 bears that were in the show. Amazingly, they were stuck out in Argyle Street in a big old lorry, and they
real bears,
real proper bears. And they'd come in and they'd do their act, on the stage, and then Tommy Steele, he would kiss them. They were kissing bears like that. So. As walking understudy...
I love show business, David. I really do.
I know, it's good, isn't it? As walking understudy, I'd never worked with the bears. I'd worked with the other understudies. But all of a sudden, I was on. And and I came out, and at the end of a particular scene, these bears came out, and I had to sort of make out to kiss at one. And the woman said, she was German, "Put this in your mouth." And it was a polo mint. And I put it in my mouth, but I should have had it at the front.
Sticking out a bit, yeah.
So this bear's tongue came out of the muzzle. It went down my throat like that. I don't know if you've ever seen a bear's tongue, but it's long. And straight after that, I had to sing, "There's got to be something better than this." So the Palladium has some warm memories for me, yeah.
French kiss by a bear.
By a great big old bear,
I can't... Showbiz, I bloomin' love it. I really do. It's a joy seeing you, mate.
Well, thanks, Michael.
Hopefully I'll be able to catch the show at the Palladium. I'd love to be there.
Oh, please do.
Huge fan. And I thought we'd play another one of yours. Stick with me, kid. I'm gonna make you a star.
Oh, fantastic.
Fingers crossed, mate. Take care, lovely man.
You too. Bye-bye.
Oh, good to hear that again, and good to catch up with David Essex. Absolute mensch, as they say. What a lovely bloke. And still looking great.